Hey guys, Jason DLT Trading. I'm here with industry legend Eric
You're so kind.
Glesser from Spyderco.
Yeah, nice to see you again.
Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure, my friend.
Yeah.
So, as always, you guys have some cool new products coming to market,
Yeah,
I believe?
I think we're trying to get it done.
Trying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited about some of the new stuff. You want to go through it?
Yeah, I do. There's a couple in here that caught my eye. There's at least one that was a little bit of a surprise how much I liked it.
Yeah.
We'll keep that secret for a little bit, and we'll let you jump right in.
Okay. How about I do the Bill Moran first?
I like
I
it.
mean,
Let's
he
do
is
it.
a legend. Let's start with him. All right, so this is the Bill Moran fixed blade. It's our FB01. It was the first fixed blade Spyderco ever produced, and as a fixed blade, getting to work with Bill Moran is just absolutely wonderful. A lot of people don't remember Bill Moran. This would have been his 100th birthday this year. It would have happened last month. He really is the godfather of American Damascus. He rediscovered how to make American Damascus. And one of the great things about Bill Moran is when he rediscovered that, he went and taught people. And so even now you have the Bill Moran School. And so we have a Damascus blade in our Bill Moran. It's a knife that we've had in the market now since its inception back in the 90s. And to make it with a Damascus blade is just a natural evolution.
Absolutely.
So, it is a sprint run to kind of commemorate his 100th birthday. We did change the molding, so it's a gray with a black insert, give you a little bit of that contrast that works well with the Damascus. It is a Damas steel, so that we can give you that RWL 34, so it's good edge retention, beautiful, but still cost effective.
Sure.
I love the design. He was built it for a skinning, a hunting knife, so you can really choke up on it and crawl up on this knife and really get where you need to get to. The rubber keeps it from slipping around on you. I really enjoyed the tail on this knife. Bill Moran was always great with the butt of his knife, I felt, because you could really palm it and get around and really crawl all over this knife. As you would know, if anybody, when you're skinning and getting into a knife, being able to crawl around that knife.
Absolutely.
Is nice. And so,
especially when you're up inside the chest cavity,
right,
knowing exactly where that blade is and how it's indexed in your hand. And when yes. And when I think of Bill Moran, the first thing I think of is the handle shapes, right? The Moran handle shapes and how perfect they are. And this is no exception.
You can work with them for a long time.
100%.
Just because of that contour and the weight. You don't have some heavy thing that you're trying to work. So if you're going to be working for a long time, the Bill Moran is a beautiful performance. But then we brought the beauty and the collectability. So it'll come with a black leather sheath or a dark brown, if you will. Like most leather sheaths, it's a little snug when you first get it, like a baseball glove.
Yep.
We want that. Because it is the Damascus, we don't want to scratch up the blade. We want to keep it nice and clean.
Yep.
And that's why this one's coming with the leather sheath.
It's good looking leather too. It's a good looking sheath.
The leather sheath is made in Spain. We've been working with them for a long time. Not all leather sheaths are created equal.
Right.
I do think that we create a great leather sheath. So you look at the sew, how well is the sew? How much are the holes in there? What's the thickness of the thread? What's the thickness of the leather? How do you put that sheath together? Any sheath manufacturer will know that those are big things to pay attention to. And yeah, Spyderco knows a lot of that. So you have the two rivets at the end to really get some good mount on this sheath, and the slot at the back for your different loop carries. And so yeah, a nice flexible leather sheath.
Awesome.
So,
thank you.
Yeah. Into the next one?
Next up.
Okay. I'm just going to go down the line. So this is an old classic. It's a sprint run. It's called the Diad. It comes with two blades. You don't ever have them both open at the same time, but I wanted to show that. So it is made so that the ergonomics are nice, where when you're using one, it fits the hand fairly well. It's not going to slide around. You can see that hole finds a nice spot. So it's a comfortable fit in the hand. This is clipless, which you don't see with a lot of Spydercos. This is going to come in the Spy 27, which is a powdered metal that we developed with Crucible back when they were around.
Yep.
It's a cobalt-based powdered metal. Performance is a lot like your S30Vs. Your wear resistance, your toughness, your corrosion resistance. We're very happy with the microstructure, how thin you can get the edge, the polish of it. So still excited with Spy 27. You're going to see more Spy 27 coming. And then we always match our Spy 27 with our Cobalt Blue.
Yep. And the Spy 27 is proprietary to Spyderco. It's the only place you're going to see it. It's a steel, I think, that to an extent is flown under the radar a little bit, but it's one that I get a lot of positive feedback from customers how much they like it. It's almost like they're surprised how much they like it. And it's like, well, they shouldn't surprise you Spyderco worked directly with Crucible to formulate this. They know what they're doing, but it's one that I've had a lot of people say, I really like this steel. It really takes a good edge, holds a good edge. You can get it nice and thin, and it still holds up.
And
it's a great steel.
It.
And you can resharpen it.
We make some of these Maximets and 121s,
right?
Are a beast.
Yep.
So yeah, it is I feel one of the better balances in the industry.
I agree.
So yeah, nice thin edge, plain edge. You got your classic Spyderco teeth. And then with that mid-back lock, you get a good self-close and a solid lockup. So a good performance piece.
Nice.
Keep going. This is the lightweight Shaman. So kind of a flagship piece for us. I know you know the item. So we took that flagship Shaman and then just made it lighter. The biggest challenge with making a knife like this, it has that side spring, so a compression spring, or even a liner lock. When you make a lightweight plastic knife, that spring wants to push it apart. And so today, with computer technologies, we can really hone in on the strength of these materials before we actually cut anything. And so we're very confident that in this lightweight package, this is going to give you that strength and safety and performance that you need for hard use.
Absolutely. That was one that when we were sitting here before we started the video, I was surprised in a very good way how much I like this. I thought, I don't know if I'm going to like it in a lightweight, right? Saw the reveal, hadn't handled it. This feels way more robust than what I expected. I also like the texturing on the surface.
Yes.
Gives it a great tactile grip in a variety of grips, but I mean, you can squeeze as hard as you want and it doesn't flex. I am really impressed with this knife. Great feel and nice price point on it too.
Oh yeah, I love getting that all that performance and lowering that price. So
absolutely.
Really hats off to our staff for the hard work on that one. So thanks, guys. Next Italian piece?
Sure.
All right. This is the Cobalt. This was designed by Paul Alexander. You might have noticed I didn't use the hole to open it. It is a slip joint, so a non-locker. This has 2 ball bearings that push in on the 2 sides with titanium.
Okay.
The original one of these was created by Bob Terzuola. He's done the first of a lot of things.
Sure.
But it's a wonderful mechanism if you like that slip joint. It holds fairly well. It gives you good action. It's a good self-close in there. Mm-hmm. And then when you do open it, you have a little bit of almost like a friction folder where you can put your thumb on top to keep this from closing on you. So it gives you some good strength. You have your 4-finger choil to keep it from closing on you as well. And then that Tonto tip, if you will. So it's kind of a little bit of a stabby knife, but it definitely penetrates and cuts well. And then your deep pocket wire clip that's also flippable. So open construction, titanium, nice, clean Paul Alexander design.
Very eye-catching.
Thank you. It is a fun carry. Back in the sprints too, thank you very much. This is the Balance. We call it the Balance because it's completely symmetrical when you cut it down the center. It is a 2.5 inch or under 2.5 inch folder. When you get to under 2.5 inches, which this is about 2 inches, it's hard to make them clip carry, one hand open, fit the hand. Mm-hmm. And so this does all those things. So you can get it open, you can get it closed with one hand, get it in the pocket. Reeve integral, stainless, Spy 27, Cobalt Blue G10, just a nice sprint run to highlight Ed Shempin's balance again.
Yeah, very, very unique looking, obviously, but from a functional standpoint, as you say, very easy to open. And it is very odd a knife that small would be that easy to open. But based on the shape, based on a lot of factors, very easy to open, very easy to close one hand. Neat knife.
Yeah, there's only, in the history of Spyderco, which next year is our 50th anniversary, we've only had a few items that can really function that well and be that small.
Sure.
So, and keeping on that small package, the nickel silver Avalon Bug.
Yeah,
so,
what a beautiful little knife.
For a lot of people, it's a great little gift. At Christmas time is always wonderful. We sell a lot of bugs at Christmas time. But if you're looking for a nice little purchase for somebody that's maybe just going to throw it in their pocket, they're not really working their knife and looking for something clean and pretty, the Avalon Bug is going to.
They work in an office where they can't pull out a big knife and have people freak out. Nobody's going to freak out carrying that.
No, it can open your bag of chips just fine.
Right. Yeah, right.
What's nice too is it has a little guard here, so if you're using it, because it is a slip joint, it's unlikely to just close on your hand.
Sure.
So even while it's a little blade, it's a little slicer and safe to use.
Nice.
So yeah, a beautiful little Avalon Bug. I guess keeping with some beauty, This is the next addition to our Chaparral series. It's the Chaparral 6. Comes with a fat carbon fiber handle with red in there, a deep pocket reversible wire clip. This comes with CTS XHP blade steel. One of my favorites is a powdered D2 that they made stainless, so great innovation. And then it's your mid-back lock, so you have that solid lockup, that good self-close, the wonderful action. I always appreciate the clean spine on this one too. All polished and nice and clean.
And that fat carbon fiber looks amazing on it.
Oh, thank you.
It really looks good.
The Chaparral series is always changing those handles. So you might know the Chaparral series and seen the old ones. I think this is a new great addition to the future for its weight and those slacks. And there'll be more to come. So
Awesome.
Yep, next addition in our Chaparral. Thank you. So this is the Police model, our longest running design. So we made the first one in 1986,
Wow.
Still going strong. The reason it's still going strong is because it's a great piece. Great clip carry, it gets nice and deep, has a 4-way clip. So it's stamped, it's thin, which a lot of the cops like that thin package in case you're putting it in your belt or your pocket in a lot of different areas. With this model too, you have a lot of edge for a lot of knife. So it's a thin package, easy to carry, a lot of blade. For the police officer, that's kind of handy.
Sure.
We went all black on this one. For this one, it's also a full flat, so it keeps it nice and slicey. Gives you good action, good weight for that self-close. Penetrates really well with that blade shape. A little bit of jimping on the top, mid-back lock, screw-together construction, which the old ones were old riveted. So it's nice to go towards a screw-together construction. But constant quality improvement on an old iconic piece.
So 39 years that one's been around.
Your math, I believe your math.
No, that's before I was born.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. I was probably almost in high school by then. I was in high school, I think.
The original ones were called Pigs for pride, integrity, and guts. I always love the name of the originals.
Nice.
So yeah, next one is the Bodacious, originally named after a bull. What I also like about this one,
a famous bull.
A famous
Very
bull,
famous,
yeah,
right?
tough to ride.
One of the top.
A Hall of Fame bull. So yeah, this edge goes really far back on this one, similar to the Police model. There's not a lot of Spydercos that you get as much edge. The Tenacious, the Police model, the Bodacious. And so if you're looking for kind of a harder use knife like the Shaman, the Bodacious is going to be a great addition. You have a nice blade stock up here so that if you're diving this into something, you can really work that blade. It's got a fairly strong tip, so we get a little bit thicker at that bevel for a stronger tip. Generous guard so you won't slide up on it very easily. That incredibly safe compression lock that has such a great reputation. Open construction, Spy 27, Cobalt Blue, the beautiful Bodacious.
Awesome. The compression lock not only safe and a lot of things, but I remember when I first started carrying a PM2, I was a little unsure if I liked it or not until I actually started carrying it. And then it was like, this is the most intuitive place to unlock a knife, right?
I think, but I grew up that way. I think the back lock, I'll hand a back lock to a child and they can instinctively close it. And I think the compression lock brings a little bit of that. It's a little bit of instinctive because of where it is and the placement.
And your fingers are out of the way of the blade, and it's a cool fidget factor, and there's all kinds of neat things about that lock.
I would say 9 out of 10 people close it this way with their forefinger. But because I was around back locks for so long, oftentimes I'll use my thumb and close it like that. And so
I'm definitely an index finger guy.
Yeah, it's 9 out of 10, but some people like that. So it is a safe lock in its function, its use, its close, its everything. So yeah, Bodacious, it's a great addition. And then to take it on, this is the Yojimbo. A lot of people know this knife. Again, a flagship piece for Spyderco. Legendary designer Michael Janich, Hall of Fame black belt, Hall of Famer. This has the Warren Cliff, which really Michael Janich popularized in tactical knives. He's been doing these since the 90s. They have the least amount of resistance for that distance cut, so you can get deep and have a nice slice. So a hollow grind with the tip that reaches out, a generous guard. You're not going to slide around on this thing, as you can see. You can hold it in reverse and you can hold it in regular. You can get your thumb on top, you can get your finger on top. The compression lock, again, ultra safe. So yeah, if you're looking for a tactical folder.
So obviously this was designed for self-defense, right?
Yep.
And certain uses, but from a practical standpoint, I think that's one of your most comfortable handles that you make. It really is. It just fits your hand amazingly. And you know what? If you're not needing it for self-defense, you're opening Amazon boxes, that long flat edge works really well for that too, right? Yep. I mean, I was kind of ambivalent to that knife until we did an exclusive in it, and I carried one for a while. It's a great EDC too. I love that thing.
It is. I totally agree. Most people aren't buying it for tactical self-defense.
No, they're not.
They're using it for utility. Yep. But if you do need it, it's there.
It is, yep.
But yeah, I completely agree with you. If you want a utility piece, the fit, the finish, the quality,
Yep. Yeah, that's all I'm saying is don't sell it short because you're like, well, I don't need it for tactical uses. Even if it's EDC, it's an awesome choice.
Especially for that tip. I mean,
100%.
Spyderco doesn't make anything like that. You can really hone in and do things with this tip you can't do with other Spydercos.
Correct.
So definitely proud and happy to work with Mike on that one. What a wonderful person. And then I'm going to jump into the next one.
You got it.
All right.
Jordan's back here smiling behind camera already.
I'm excited for this too. This is the sprint run of the Starmate. Bob Terzuola, again, like Bill Moran, you know, we like to highlight some of the people that got us to where we are. Everything on a knife was invented by somebody. And a lot of those people are long gone. And so it's good to highlight some of these people again.
Yeah. You know, just a real quick story. Jordan's standing here, and I told him this story yesterday, I believe. So I didn't have the pleasure of meeting Bill. He was gone before I got into this industry. But like 2 or 3 years ago, down here in the pit, Bob was there, right? And he came over and was talking to us, and I was like, man, this is really cool. I mean, you are literally a legend in this industry. And he's like, I'm not a legend, you know, I'm just a guy that's designed a few things and just so humble and nice. And we spent about 30 minutes chatting with him. And so I always liked his designs before, thought he's a cool guy, but just have this extra appreciation of how nice and good of a man he is too, which is kind of an extra cool factor.
He operates with integrity, you know,
right.
and you know, I got to spend about 20 minutes with him yesterday, and again, his stories, it's just, it's iconic. He's got stories you can't hear from anybody else.
Right.
So people know him as the godfather of tactical knives. You know, he made great fixed blade tacticals in the 70s. As you know, Spyderco did that one hand open clip carry. Him and my father had a great rapport. And then Bob started making tactical folders, incorporating some of those things, and redefined what a tactical folder is. He was the first to do a production liner lock, the first to do a Kydex sheath. He was really the first to do a lot of things, like the double ball detent I was just showing. So there's a reason he's a Hall of Famer, a reason he gets so much respect in the industry. It's really a pleasure to get to work with him. So this is the Starmate, Bob Terzuola design. Really, it does everything that you want in a knife. It has that edge that gets all the way back. This one's a hollow grind. You can get your thumb on top. You can get your thumb on top of the blade there. Again, the guard, the hook at the back, the grip. It has a liner lock, which is, again, very good for Bob T, because he's one of the people that popularized that in production. Though Michael Walker was the first to create the liner lock, you know, who's the first to start to go into production outside of the custom world? And so, and Bob T and Michael Walker always got along well. Open construction, 4-way clip, you know, just a high quality American piece.
Beautiful knife.
It's coming in CPM. It is CPM. They were still around when we bought the grade, but it's coming in 20 CV.
Nice.
So
great steel choice.
Great steel choice. 20 CV is a lot tougher than I think people give it credit for. I actually took a Zomer to 20 CV knife we have, and I battened it through an antler, and it didn't chip.
Seriously?
Yeah, I battened it through an antler.
For people that don't know or don't realize, antler is significantly denser and significantly harder to get through than a bone is.
Right.
That's incredible. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so yeah, if you like steel, 20 CV is a good one.
It's one that we've used on some exclusives with you guys. I know it's at least one I can think of that we have coming.
Yeah.
I love 20 CV, very similar to M390, CTS 204P, things of that nature. Great stainless steel.
Yep, you know. All right, and then the last one I was going to show is a slip joint. This is called the Metro. It's coming out of Italy. We're doing more and more non-lockers. So we have the Squeak and the Urban and the UK, and with non-lockers around the world, size is a big deal.
Sure.
2 inches, 2.5, 3, 3.5, because of the laws. And so this is about 2 3/4, just under. So it's going to be legal in those areas. But like the rest of our slip joints, like the Squeak in the UK and the Urban, it does everything you need in a non-locker. So reversible deep pocket wire clip, good grip, lightweight, 4-finger choil for safety, BD1, actually this is an N690 coming out of Italy, full flat grind, good self-close. This also has a mid-stop, as you can see there. So yeah, if you're looking for a good little slip joint, easy to carry, lightweight, Metro's hard to beat.
Legal in a lot of places where other knives aren't.
Right.
So checks that box as well.
Yeah, legal almost anywhere because of its size.
That's right.
So.
Size and the fact that it's a non-locker.
Yeah, I think probably over 3 inches is probably one of the big legal areas.
Yeah, that's right.
And so this is definitely sub 3 inches.
Yep.
So yeah, that's what I got in the reveal to go through today.
Well, man, it's always a pleasure. I certainly appreciate it.
Yeah.
Good to see you as always.
I know you're a big Packers fan, and you know
sir.
I'm a big Broncos fan.
Yes, sir.
And Aaron Rodgers went to the Steelers.
He did.
And to me, if I'm a Steelers fan, are you kidding me? Didn't this guy beat us in the Super Bowl, and now we got to put up with him?
Hey.
But I like Aaron Rodgers. I do. But
I saw somebody had shared with me. It was a meme from a Steelers fan page, and it said, "This asshole is going to cost us 2 Super Bowls. One that the Packers beat us, and now he's going to keep us out of the Super Bowl this year."
That's hilarious. I mean, the Steelers beat us in the AFC Championship years back when we had Jake Plummer, and I still can't get that taste out of my mouth. I know you can't forget the Super Bowl with the Broncos.
Oh, God.
Some things are hard to get rid of, but good luck, Steeler fans.
That one, Elway helicoptering into the end zone is still a bad memory.
God, I love that moment.
And then, and then letting Davis go into the end zone untouched. There was that game. I to this day I think Holmgren threw it because he wanted to go to Seattle. I don't know about that game.
It's still one of the great moments in my life.
Yeah,
so
well,
funny
unfortunately not for me.
Well, thanks again. I always enjoy it with you, man.
Same here.
Yeah.
Good to see you.